I'm Vegas Runner, back to break down some more MMA. This time it's the Strikeforce card. It is on Saturday night. It is part of the Heavyweight Gran Prix, coming off another successful night of MMA last week in UFC. We went 4-0 on our heavy chalk. Also called out to tie it up in a parlay. They will sweep the board. And then went ahead and made a best bet, our best premium play, a top 3-star on Junior Dos Santos to take care of business over Shane Carwin. The fight was easy like we expected, and we're now 17-3 on our last 20 MMA and boxing premium plays. Now, I have 3 types of plays that I give out. The top plays are premium plays. They're the ones that my clients get, paying clients, and I also give out some, pass along for free. I share them. But those are the premium plays. Those are the top plays. They get the most money from me personally. Then I also give away what I call free plays. Those are plays that aren't for premium clients. Some premium clients, they just want the best stuff. They want you to isolate that play that has the most betting value. They're willing to step up, bet a little more, and they want that high winning percentage. But then those free plays are plays that are value plays, that I think there's some betting value, and I'm willing to step up and make a wager, and I pass them along, and we label them free plays. Finally, we have opinions. Because I do break down each and every sport every day, I get a lot of top-notch information. I do a lot of my own handicapping. I'm here in Vegas, hitting the strip, in the trenches, getting a ton of information from other sharp bettors, sports books, and just a lot of people in the industry. Because of that, obviously, I have opinions on a lot of games. Now, if I'm not willing to back my opinion with money, it's not going to be considered a free play. It's not going to be considered a premium play. But I do give out opinions. The reason I bring this up is simple. I'm extremely selective when it comes to premium plays. That's the reason we're 17-3 in boxing and MMA, because I'm very selective. Today, I'm going to break down 2 fights, the 2 main heavyweight fights for Saturday's Strikeforce card. We know the Overeem Verdum, that's going to be the next video. This video right now is going to be Josh Barnett and Brett Rogers. Now, we do have a handful of other main card fights and some nice prelim fights. Because this is a smaller venue, odds makers, sports books aren't willing to put out a nice line early. The fear of being exposed to wise guys has them waiting until as late as possible to put out a line when it comes to these smaller venues. So we didn't have any prices until late Thursday. Because of that, it ties you up, meaning I create my own price, I break down the matchups, then I compare what the odds makers are sending out, what the books are putting up, and see if I could find betting value. Now that process takes some work. So what I'm going to do is simple. On fight day, come Saturday, you can follow me at Twitter. That's twitter.com/VegasRunner. So it's Twitter @VegasRunner. And I will pass along for free any premium play on Saturday's Strikeforce card. I will also pass along any opinions on the Strikeforce card and any free plays. Now, getting to these 2 matchups. I have not confirmed these as premiums. Let me explain why. These are heavyweight fights. Unlike a fight that's at 185 or 155, where you know more or less what the fighter's going to weigh in at. In the heavyweights, they have such a gap that you could come in all the way up to, 265. So it's very important for me to see the weigh-in. Because of that, I'm not willing to confirm a play and make it a premium until after the weigh-in. So for now, what I'm going to do is pass along these plays as free picks. And if we're able to confirm them and make them a premium play, I will let it be known on Twitter, and hopefully we will be able to add to that 17-3 record. Otherwise, we'll keep them as free plays, and we'll move on to next week's cards and see if we could find some premium fight plays. And don't forget, there's also boxing this weekend on Saturday night on HBO, and I am zeroing in on a fight that I may use as a premium play. Now let's get to Josh Barnett, Brett Rogers. This line is chalky. It's minus 300 for Josh Barnett. At first, I'm always going to look to the dog. That's where a lot of times you're going to find value. So I wanted to bet Brett Rogers. I saw he has knockout power. I see he's 11-2. He's a big man at 6'5". He's got heavy hands. But there's a problem. Matchups and styles make fights. And this is not a good matchup for Brett Rogers. When he fought Fedor, when he fought Overeem, even though he lost, he went in thinking it's going to be a stand-up battle. Even though Fedor took him to the ground and took him down to the mat, Fedor's able to stand. So you don't know going in. You're not as worried about the takedown. With Josh Barnett, it's a different animal. Barnett's one of those big men who has a sick ground game. Because of that, I believe it's going to negate a lot of the advantage that Rogers would have had if this was simply a strike fest. Because of that, I think this has a tendency to go into the later rounds. If Rogers can't finish the fight in the first round, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. In his last fight, which was in a smaller promotion, he got the decision in the final round. He had to go all 3 rounds, and he looked gassed. He was extremely exhausted. When you look at it, 8 of his last 11 fights ended in the first round. When you look at Josh Barnett, 6 of his last 8 fights went 2 rounds or further. Yes, he hasn't been as busy as one would like. But let's not forget, in 2002, I know it was 9 years ago, but Josh Barnett was considered the best heavyweight on the planet. He was the youngest UFC champion ever at that time. And then what happened? We all know about the steroids. That went on to more or less derail his career, and he's never recovered. Now he's getting another shot. And I do believe he will really look to take advantage of this final opportunity. Let's not forget, this guy isn't 38, 40 years old. He's only 33 years old. So he definitely has some fight left in him. More importantly, like I said, Barnett's problem will be if this one hits the ground. He's got to keep it standing. I mean, Rogers has to keep this standing, excuse me. But Barnett's ability and skill set to take big guys like that down once he wraps his arms around you is just in a different class than what Rogers has faced today. When you look at level of competition, it's not even close. Josh Barnett has fought a higher level of competition. He's won 6 straight fights, and he's only been knocked out 1 time. So he's 29-5, and in those 5 losses, he's only been KO'd 1 time. So the man has a chin, and he will stand with Rogers. Here's how I expect the fight to go. It's simple. Josh Barnett using his movement, using his head fakes, and using some leg strikes to set up a takedown. Rogers, fearing the takedown, will not be able to go full force and look for the KO and leave himself open. Because of that, Barnett takes this to the ground and either lays and prays and gets an easy decision, gets a ground and pound, or a submission. Either way, it looks like Josh Barnett should be the favorite in this fight, and I have to give the nod to Barnett. I'm going to hopefully be able to confirm this and make it a premium play. I'm not one that's not afraid to lay chalk, and I'm not afraid to take big dogs either. You got to remember, when you lay chalk, when you take big dogs, you got to be very careful. With big dogs, you're not going to cash them as often. But if you manage your money correctly, you could turn a nice profit betting them. Big favorites, you could make a profit betting them, but you got to be extremely selective and once again practice money management. And that's why I'm not willing to step up and make it a premium play right off the bat. But what I am saying, all of my contacts, all the network I have in the MMA and fight world, all agree this is Josh Barnett's fight to lose. It should be an even higher price, but Rogers does have that good name. He gave Fedor all he could handle, and people love his knockout power. So, you know, I think we're getting a little value. But again, Saturday, follow me at Vegas Runner on Twitter, and I'll let you know if we're stepping up and confirming this into a premium play. Don't forget, our second video is on the main event. Both of these, the winner goes to the semifinals of the Heavyweight Grand Prix at Strikeforce. We'll be covering Verdum, Overeem in the next video. I'm Vegas Runner. Thanks for watching.